Chapter 4. Dr. Carbles is a meanie. Dr. Carbles! I always thought you had to go to principal school to be a principal, but I guess any dumbhead can be a principal. Dr. Carbles was wearing his usual jacket and tie. He was wearing an army uniform, with black boots and a whistle around his neck. In one hand he was holding a bullhorn, in the other he had a whip. He didn't say anything at first. He just walked down the aisle, looking us over. Nobody made a move. Nobody made a sound. It was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. I mean one of those skinny little pins you use to sew stuff, not a bowling pin. Bowling pin actually makes a lot of noise when they drop, but you could have heard one of those drop too. It was so quiet. We were all afraid of Dr. Carbles. He had a scowl on his face. Even Miss Daisy looked scared. Finally, Dr. Carbles put the bullhorn to his mouth. "Attention!" Dr. Carbles hollered, and we were all straightening up in our seats. "This school is pathetic. You are unruly, you are undisciplined, and you are totally disrespectful. I won't stand for it." He was really mad. "You don't go to school to have fun," he shouted. "You go to school to learn so you can get into college and have a productive life." "But I'm only in first grade," said one of the little first graders, and then she started to cry. "Silence!" shouted Dr. Carble. He cracked his whip, and everybody jumped. "There are going to be some changes around here. Mr. Klutz was too easy on you. There will be no more turkeys and silly costumes and contests. From now on, we will focus on the fours, R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, and rules." That doesn't make sense at all because only two of those words started with R's. "We're going to turn you students into lean, mean learning machines. If you don't like the way I do things, well, maybe you'd like to spend a little time in the dungeon on the 3rd floor. Do I make myself clear?" "Yes, Dr. Carble," everybody mumbled. "Children behave better when they're wearing uniforms," Dr. Carble told us. "So from now on, you'll be wearing the official uniform of elementary school." The PTA moms went up and down the rows, passing out a bag to each of us. "That's all for now," Dr. Carble said. "Any questions?" "Can I go to the bathroom?" somebody asked. "No!" Mr. Carble yelled. "Weak bladders lead to weak minds. Do you think George Washington went to the bathroom when he was crossing the Delaware?" They had bathrooms on the Delaware?" asked Ryan. "We will still have recess," somebody asked. "Will we still have recess?" somebody asked. "No," Dr. Carble yelled. "Recess is for wimps." "Will we still be allowed to play out on the playground after school?" Michael said. "No!" Dr. Carble yelled. "You're going to march in the playground after school." Sure enough, when the 3 o'clock bell rang, Dr. Carble let us out onto the playground. We had to form a line with the 5th graders at the front and the kindergartner trolls at the back. "Left, right, Dr. Carbles yelled as he marched. "Stop lagging behind, kindergartners." Dr. Carble had us march around the playground 1,100,000 times. I thought I was gonna die. Chapter 5. Being Frank. The next morning, everybody was wearing the official school uniform. The boys had on light blue shirts, blue pants, and blue ties. The girls had on blue skirts with stripes on them. I looked like a dork, but everybody looked like a dork, so I didn't feel so bad. We were putting on our book bags away when Miss Patty voice came over the loudspeaker. "AJ, please report to Dr. Carble's office." "Ooh," everybody went. "AJ is absent today," I lied. "Get down there, AJ," said Miss Patty. "Ooh, you're in trouble, Arlo," said Andrea. Dr. Carble is going to send you to jail. What did I do? I know I did a lot of bad stuff, but not recently. It had been weeks since I wrote in the boys' bathroom, that Andrea was a poopy head. Maybe Dr. Carble was going to torture me in the dungeon on the 3rd floor. Who knew what he might do to me? I decided to take my time getting to Dr. Carble's office, so I started counting the tiles in the hallway. Do you know there's 4,324 tiles between Mrs. Daisy's class and Dr. Carble's office? I didn't. As I was walking down the hall, a thought popped into my head. Maybe Dr. Carble was going to give me a candy bar. One time I got in trouble and I had to go to Mr. Klutz's office. I thought he was going to punish me, but he gave me a candy bar instead. It was the greatest day of my life. Finally, I opened the door to Dr. Carble's office. It looked a lot different from when Mr. Klutz was principal. The cool snowboarding poster was gone. The foosball table and the punching bag were gone. Do you know what Dr. Carble had all over his office instead? Fish! There was a fish tank on the windowsill. There was a fishing pole in the corner, and Dr. Carble even had a picture of himself with a giant fish he caught. There was even a real fish that was mounted on the wall. People who like fish that much are weird. What took you so long? Dr. Carble asked. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I had to think fast. I broke my leg, I lied. Shake it off, Dr. Carble ordered. Do you think that a broken leg would have stopped George Washington when he was crossing the Delaware? I guess not, I said. AJ, he said more softly, do you know why I called you in here? Because I wrote in the boys' bathroom, that Andrea was a poopy head. What? Yelled Dr. Carble. You wrote in the boys' bathroom that Andrea was a poopy head? No, I said quickly. What gave you that idea? It was weird just hearing a principal say poopy head. AJ, can I be frank? Dr. Carbles asked. I don't care who you call yourself, I told him. I asked you to come here because I need to talk with an average student, he said. Do you know why I fired Mr. Klutz? Because he wanted to marry a turkey? I asked. No, I fired Mr. Klutz because he is incompetent. He wears diapers, I asked. Not incontinent, Dr. Carbles yelled. Incompetent. It means he didn't do a good job. But we all love Mr. Klutz, I said. AJ, I'm going to be Frank, said Dr. Carbles. Okay, Frank, I'll be AJ. I've never been a principal before, he admitted. This is all new to me. I need to know what it is about Mr. Klutz you kids love so much. I guess it's because he's silly, I said. Mr. Klutz is a big kid. AJ, let me be Frank, said Dr. Carbles. I already told you you could be Frank, I told him. It's just not in my nature to be silly, Dr. Carbles said. When I see the shenanigans at the school, I'm disgusted. I didn't know what shenanigans were, but I didn't tell him that. I bet Andrea knows. She read the whole encyclopedia, so she could show off how smart she is. What's up with that? If you don't like our shenanigans, maybe you should get some new shenanigans, I suggested. AJ, let me be Frank, Dr. Carble said. I slapped my forehead. You mean both of us, I asked. Won't that be confusing? Enough! I know what you're trying to do, young man. You're trying to mess with my mind. Well, it won't work. Get out of my office. Okay, Frank, I said. I got up to leave, but stopped at the door. Can I have a candy bar, Frank? I asked. No, and stop calling me Frank. Jeez, what a sourpuss. He's the one who said to call him Frank. If you ask me, Dr. Carble needs to take a chill pill.